Floss Tube. Welcome to my channel, Stitching is Elementary. My name is Carol Lee, and this is Floss Tube number 46. So welcome to everybody who's returning. If you're a new subscriber, welcome also. Today I am going to go over my sampler Maynia progress and over Stitch Halloween in June plan. So let's get started with sampler Maynia. So if you've watched before, I decided to do a sampler Maynia, mostly reproduction samplers, because I have a bunch started that I just have no progress on hardly at all. So I wanted to, get a good chunk of progress. And then I was watching Carol Saltbox Stitcher, and she was doing the 5x5 where she works on 5 samplers for 5 days for Maynia. And I love that idea. I think I might keep doing that kind of for the rest of the year with the samplers. But anyway, so I decided to do that, but I changed it a teeny bit. I'm doing it 5 times 5 plus like 1 extra. So I'm doing 5 samplers, but then I'm working on 5 days at a time. About like some of them I went 6, and then because you have a little extra room at the end, to like if you go a little long on one. So there's like 4 or 5 days at the end of May that aren't accounted for. So I decided to work on my daughter's wedding sampler every day. So I put in a strand of floss every day. 3 strands of floss every day. And if I miss a day, then I put in like 6 the next. And I've been really good about that. And I will show the pattern for that, but I'm not going to show progress till the very end of May because I just wanted to see like where I started and where I ended up. And I also don't want her to see it a lot. So I'm doing that every day, and then I'm doing the 5x5. So I have the Lori Hope planner, and I buy all the planners, and I am so bad at using planners. Like I want to make it cute and everything, but I'm just not that good at it. So this is not cute, but I did fill out like everything I worked on just about every day. Now Sundays that's the other thing I changed. Sundays I made my free day, so I can do whatever I want because I'm really in the mood to be patriotic stitching. Because I'm really in the mood to decorate for patriotic. I love to decorate for all the holidays, so that's where I spend a lot of my time is stitching stuff to decorate with. And I want to get my samplers done, but somehow that holiday stuff always seems to take precedence. So I have even been on every other day working on a patriotic pattern. But I've made sure I've also worked on my samplers too. So, but on Sundays if I've missed some time on my samplers, I make it up then, and then I work on mostly patriotic on those days. So I'll show you what I've been working on. Okay, so first I'll just show you the pattern for Greta's wedding sampler. I'll get that out of the way. Greta's wedding sampler, I am using DMC and 40 count. I'll just kind of show like this. 40 count white linen. Her colors for her wedding were like a light blue and white, obviously. Her dress was white, the bridesmaids were light blue, so that's why I picked those colors. I think it is, let's see, I am using 932, which I'm almost out of this skein of floss, so I went into Michael's yesterday and bought like 5 more skeins of 932. And it is a pattern I got from Etsy that I'm just changing up a little bit. So the theme for her wedding was birds. She loves birds, we all do, but she really does. And they got married at Fernbank Science Museum in Atlanta. And she goes to a bird club down there. Anyway, so she loves birds. So that was a theme. So I found this pattern, Sampler Lovely Birds, like a Quaker. And it's by Happy Mood Point, it says. So my idea was to put their initials. Well, first my idea was to put their names in here, and I'm gonna ask her again. I think she liked the lovely birds there, so was gonna put their initials here, and then try to put the wedding date and year down here, like June 4th, 2022, somehow in there. Now I already stitched this motif, and I actually left the middle open. Because I was thinking it might be cool to put her initials here and then leave the middle open on this one and put his initials there. As I stitched the whole outside first, and I got done, and this, I had the whole outside and the middle was open, and it looks kind of really cool like that. So I think they'd look pretty in there. So I'm leaving it for now. If I decide to just put them here, then I can go back and fill that in. So I'm making pretty good progress on that. I'm not going to be done by June 4th, I don't think, but a pretty good progress. If I just worked on it all of May, I could get it done, but I don't think I can work on one thing the whole month. So that's just in one of my little Amazon bags, which aren't cute, but I really, really like them. Okay, so then the first sampler I started off with was Barbara Anna Designs, the Snooty Parrot sampler. And I love this one. I want it hanging on my wall so bad. I can't wait. So I'm very excited about this one. And I made pretty good progress. I worked on this one a lot. Like, I really enjoyed working on this one. Some of my other ones I'll talk about, they were hard and I was really not enjoying it. But this one was just so fun to stitch on and I loved it. So when I started this, okay, so let me get my board. I had started this last year and I'll show you from last year what I got done. It wasn't much. And I did iron my things to show you today, although I'm having iron issues, so they're not perfect. My one steam iron, I had one of those steam irons that are cordless, like you just sit on the charger and the charger thing you can pull up and use it. And I love that thing. Well, it just stopped working. So they have the new one at Fat Quarter Shop, but I was being cheap and I just ordered a little steam iron, like a little travel one to try. Though actually the I forget the name of it. I have the big iron, Olicio. So I have the big iron, and I ordered the little travel one because I've seen people using that. Well, I don't like it at all. It's hard to hold. The steam doesn't work great, so I'm going to actually return it because it was like, for a little iron, it was like expensive. So I will eventually order the new one from Fat Quarter Shop because I really like that one. Rechargeable. But then I also have an Olicio, which I love, but I don't love using steam with it because it tends to spit after a while. So I don't use that one with any water, but I love the up and down function on it. So you hold it and it goes down, and when you let go, it goes up. So you don't have to ever sit it up like this. You don't have to do that motion with your wrist. You can just leave it laying flat. And I'm sure you know what they are. But anyway, it works great. But my dogs went running by. I had left it like, our front windows are right by my ironing surface. So if I don't put it back in its one spot, if it's on the ironing board, they come running over and they knock it over. And this is the second one they've broken. So it still works, but there's a part of it that has like a kind of a chunk out of it a little bit, and it scrapes my fabric. So it makes a scrapey noise, and it was getting caught on the edges here and pulling, and I was like, oh. So I was trying, I didn't iron much, I was trying, but it was just I didn't want to mess up. I didn't want to just get caught on the stitching. So anyway, all that to say, here is my progress. So I had the whole outline of the border done like last year. And then I had started putting in all these green leaves. So when I started this year, I basically did all of page 1, finished all of page 1 and started on page 2. So I was happy I did finish page 1. That's all the little red flowers, finishing the leaves in just this section. And then I had I think I had to here of the alphabet and here. And so I put another one here and another couple up here. And then I did all of this. So, not bad, considering I'm stitching on other things as well every day. I'm not just stitching on this every day. Doing Greta's, and I was doing Patriotic too. So I'm loving it though. I love the colors. I'm using all the called for colors. They're hand dyed. It's a actually no, it's all Gentle Art. Yeah, all Gentle Art threads. But I love how the reds are pinky reds. I like reds if they're more pinky reds usually. I love how there's a little bit of aqua in it. So really pretty. So that is my progress so far on Snooty Parrot, and I plan on pulling this back out when Maynia is over and continuing to work on it. I'll probably do 3-day. I think 5 days a little long for me. I don't know, we'll see. But I think 3-day stints of working on it. So I'll work on this for 3 days, another one for 3 days. But yeah, so that's my plan for that. And then come Sampler September, I can work on it too if it's not done. Okay, so the next one, I worked on every day except for one, but I only worked a little bit because it was just hard. This one's a hard sampler to me. Okay, so this is the bag I made, but it's really almost too big for cross stitch. So it is Louisa Barney 1892 by Reflets de Soie. And I actually got together on Zoom with my friend Kim. She's also stitching this, and so we are going to get on Zoom and stitch together. And I realized very quickly it's hard to stitch already, but it's really hard to stitch if you're trying to talk. So I didn't get much stitching in on it. Next time we do that, Kim, I am doing like fill-in stitching so I can talk with you. But anyway, so yeah, I started this because I saw Kim had started it. Kim is Kim, the Contented Needleworker. And I had the exact fabric she started it on in a giant piece. So I was like, I have to start this, which if you've watched me, you've seen that before. And I'm using all the DMC. And I started up in the top left here with these flowers right here. But it's just a lot of confetti style stitching. And I'm constantly having to change my threads and count. Like I have to mark this one off with my little pen. So like, do I have it here where I was marking it? Yeah, I'll just kind of show a teeny bit of it. But you see I use a pen and I mark off where I've stitched, which I'm sure I've told you before too. So anyway, it's just a little bit hard. And I have to really be in the mood. So I wasn't totally in the mood this week to do it. But I did. I worked on it a little bit every day, but it was just a little bit. I think it was like 1 or 2 strands I put in. Here's all the DMCs I finally have got on floss drops. I still have, well, there are so many call for DMCs in this that I still probably have that many more to put on floss drops, but pretty colors. So here is my kind of sad little progress. And look how big this piece is. I just have to show you. I'm sure I showed you before, but this is giant. This is how big it's going to be, just about. Yeah. If it ever gets done, this is how big it will be. Okay, so here is the progress I made. Excuse my dogs. So I had done all of this and a lot of the pink flower, but not all the pink flower. So most of all this and part of the pink flower. So I finished the pink flower and did this darker green and then all this darker pink and started moving down here. But you see, there's just a lot of starts and stops for stitching, which I guess you call that confetti stitching. But it is so pretty on this. This is 36 count. Ooh, it's a lakeside linen, sorry. I'm sure I've said it before in my other videos, I just can't remember. Oh, cedar plank, 36 count cedar plank. Really pretty color. Patriotic stitching would look gorgeous on this, so I'd love to get some more and do something patriotic on it. I think this is only my second piece of lakeside I've ever had. I don't see lakeside available a lot. Okay, but so I worked on that for 5, actually I think I ended up working on it for 6 because I felt bad because I had only done a little bit on it each time. But progress is progress, right? It's better than nothing. And when I did sit there and figure it out and thought if I did a page every 2 months, I think I figured I'd finish in 2 years, which really would be totally fine with me for how big it is. So that's my little goal, a page every 2 months. Because this, did I finish? No, I didn't finish a page. But anyway, a page every 2 months. No. Okay, so that's the second sampler I worked on. And then the third one I was really excited to get started on. It's in this bag by Stitch Folk, which I ordered the another bag from Stitch Folk. That one for the Hands Across the Sea. I had the 60th anniversary box with all the samplers in it I got, and so she made a special project bag for that, and I ordered it, so I can't wait for it to come. The way I figured it, I'm thinking probably beginning of June, so I'm hoping it comes. So that when that comes, I'm going to put all those samplers in there and start that. So, and that I'll work on in sampler September too. So anyway, this one was an exclusive through Hobby House Needleworks. It is Rose Ada Featherstone 1894. And I just love the colors in this. You had all kinds of choices with your kit. You could do the Versois, you could do DMC, you could do hand-dyed. So I did the hand-dyed because I really do like the variegation. So it's I think it's all, is it all weeks? No, weeks and some gentle art, but this is the hand-dyed. Oh, and then a piece of Valdani. So this is Valdani. There's a bunch of this. This is all the border and stuff. So here I love the pinks and oranges. Such pretty colors, such rich colors. And it was nice. They gave you this thread conversion card actually. So you knew which ones, because on the chart is just, I think, the DMC and the Veriswa conversion. My dog's sitting outside my door whining. Yeah, it's just a DMC and a Veriswa. And it's in one of these little half-size books. Okay, so here is my progress on that. This also wasn't as much a Snooty Parrot as I would have liked, but I was working on that patriotic one a little too much. So I'm also trying to finish page 1 on this. So I had the whole border done like last year also when I started it. I do love to do that whole border and get it done because I just feel like the hardest part is over when I do that somehow. I don't know if I'm right. So then I did all the berries, this whole motif, and this motif. So believe it or not, actually, I think that is almost a finish on page 1. Let me see. I might be wrong. No, that's all of page 1. In fact, that's more than page 1. Because on page 1, this pot isn't there. So page 1 goes to like there. It's just that because they're those half pages. So that is page 1, even though it's a little page. So my time is up on that. So then today was yesterday I was supposed to start, or I did start the next one. But I only worked on it a very little bit because I really want to get this patriotic one you'll see coming done. But I did a few stitches in on it. And then since I didn't work on it much yesterday, I'll probably stitch on it a little more today. And then all next week. So this is the first sampler I think I ever started. I started it for my birthday start like a couple years ago. And then I ended up not liking it and I restarted it and this whole thing. But this is the first one I saw that I loved. I saw this on Kitten Stitcher and it also reflects des Soies, Heloise Cornu 1896. I know I say this every time I show, but those pink flowers I just love. My rose garden right now up front looks like this. Like they're amazing. They're blooming all over the place. My hydrangeas are struggling still, but the roses are happy as can be. So I am stitching this on 36 count Cream and Sugar by Fiber on a Whim. And I started this time in the top right, which I don't normally do. So here is what I have done. I am working on this leaf right here now. This is what I stitched on yesterday. Pretty much had all this done. So this is just where I'm starting. So all of that was already stitched months and months ago. And this is where I'm starting for Maynia. So we'll see how much I get done. I would imagine, and like here is, you can see a little bit of the chart, I'm marking this one also with the pink pen to mark as I go, because otherwise I get lost. It really helps me not to make mistakes when I do that. So I imagine I'll probably get like this whole leaf. Let me see what's next. That whole leaf section, and hopefully start on the next rose. There's so many roses in this. Like I imagine I'll finish this and hopefully get on this rose. Like if I got all that done, I'd be thrilled, which is kind of crazy. Wouldn't it be nice to get the whole top done? Yeah, because once the border's done, I mean, the rest of this isn't too bad. The border's just crazy. So anyway, and I am using a Veriswa for that. I started with DMC on the first time I started it, and then I decided to change it because there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 colors. So it was a nice way to try a Veriswa. And I have them in the Floss way bags because that's what people seem to do. It seems to be the easiest way to keep the silk. When I use Vicky Clayton silks, I keep them in here also. And there's all those pinks for the flowers. So pretty. Okay, so that's this week's, along with Greta's sampler and my patriotic stitching that I shouldn't be doing. Oh. Okay, so then after that, I'll have one more set of 5 days left. So I am going to start a new sampler that I've had kitted up for a while. Jessica, the Sweetwater Stitcher, had said, had started this one. She said while she was watching the First Ladies series by Rachel from Needle and Flax, which I've also been watching. So I thought, well, that'd be cool to stitch on while I watch that. So I copied her idea. She has lots of good ideas. So this is Salute to Abigail by Blackbird Designs. And I've wanted to stitch this for a while. So when she said, you know, she was going to do that, it's like, ooh, I like that idea. So it's Salute to Abigail. So I decided, though, I was going to stitch it in Vicki Clayton Silks because it's very few colors. It's 4 colors, I guess. And I had at one time ordered a bunch of red Vicki Claytons, just went to her website because I love her silks. I went through her website and just picked out a bunch of reds that intrigued me and then a bunch of blues that intrigued me. And I need to get more of her blues. I have more red than blue, which is crazy because I like blue better. But so I was able to just go through and pick the ones that I liked for this. So I'm trying to see how I can show you. There's a dark blue, a light blue, a red, and like a cream color. It's hard when they're in these bags. But here are the colors I'm going to use. And I'm going to do it on 36 count Hemingway, which is a Needle and Flax. And this is a fat half, so I got this when I was at the Hobby House retreat last October. Let me see if I can show you better. Yeah, like that, awkward. But they look like they'll look really good on that. So I'll use it for this, but then I'll have like a whole nother fat quarter left over. So that's going to be my last week, and then that will lead me into patriotic stitching in June, which I plan to continue doing, even though I do stitch Halloween in June, which I'm going to talk about in a minute. I'm also going to stitch patriotic in June. Fat Quarter Shop is doing, I've been writing all the hashtags in the back of here because I always forget, so hold on a second. I think it's Red, White, and June they're calling it. Yeah, they didn't have, I couldn't find a hashtag anywhere. I don't know if they haven't put one out yet, but I was thinking it's probably, they're calling it Red, White, and June. So I guess hashtag Red, White, and June Sal, or I don't know if it's FQS hashtag, or hashtag FQS Red, White, and June. I don't know. I'm sure they'll come out with that. But so she's stitching a lot of patriotic in June. So I'm going to do that as well, along with my Halloween. So I'm going to do that one, and then here's the one I've been working on that I'm almost finished with. It is, you know, almost every time I've done a video, I've talked about this giant dough bowl I have that I want to put pillows in. Well, when I saw these patterns come out, these triple play pillow patterns, I was like, those are the perfect size, because you actually need a little bigger ones. So these are like, I think 7 inches, and that fits really well in that. So that's when I start, and I love these. I love the teal for the blue. And so I decorate for 4th of July with this teal color, but also with regular like navy blue and cornflower blue for the red, white, and blue. So I'm trying to like make it all go together. So I was gonna maybe do for the dark blue, do a dark navy, and then stick with this tealy light blue. But in the end, I decided to stick with, these are just the called for colors, because I figure I'll just mix it in with other things that are navy blue and red and white, and it'll look good. I'm making a quilt, which if I ever do another quilt video, I will show. I plan to do one next weekend, but we'll see. I keep saying that. Kim Deal, I had gotten a kit for her last year that is like a star banner, and it's all in her teals and reds. It's so cool. And then I have another pattern, a star quilt that I want to make. And I have a fat quarter bunch of her teals and blues too. So I thought I would put in, teals and reds. So I thought I would do like teals, navy blues, reds, and creams for the star quilt. And, you know, kind of bring everything together is my plan. So anyway, I'm loving this. And like I said, I'm using called for. So I'm almost done. Isn't that beautiful? It's all DMC. I think it's so pretty though. So I just have to finish doing all the white stars, all the white little, there's like white little squares, and then there's light red little just dots all over like that. So I have to finish filling in all of those, but I think I'll finish this today. That's my plan. And so then once I finish this, I do want to start the other ones, which I think I have room on here probably for one more. Oh, this is 32 count, because Kathy Haberman at Hands On Design, I think, does most of her stuff on 32 count. So it's 32 count light taupe. So then I do want to start the other ones, but today, if I finish this, I'm going to start this Teresa Kogut pattern. It's called Patriotic Tweet. So cute. It's I'm part of her Patreon group, so this was one of the free designs that we got. And I have this spot where I display a bunch of holiday stuff. It's like on this little corner shelf I got from Hobby Lobby. And I have a spring Brenda Gervais bird, and it's like, I don't know, it's like about this big. It's like the design is maybe 3x4, and it's on like a piece that's 4x5, a little frame. But I want to take that down, so I want another bird for this season. So this is going to be my patriotic bird that I will put there. I think she's so cool. I love that. So that's my plan, to start that today if I finish this. If not, I'll start tomorrow. And I am going to actually do that. I have a lot of gray in my family room, which I know you've heard me say before. And so this is mostly DMC with just one fancy floss, but I'm going to make it 2 fancy flosses. So it calls for just blue corn as the one fancy floss, which, you know, would be all the darker blue color. But I felt like, I mean, the light blue is where you're going to see variation. So I decided to use, I'm hoping I have enough of it, a rain shower also, because I think those two look really nice together. Now, I did pick out my blue corn. I don't have a lot of, and I don't have another one, so I have to see if I think I'm going to have enough. If not, I'm not going to even start with this. I'm going to start with Deep Sea by Weeks Dye Works, because they are super similar. So then I'd be doing Deep Sea and Rain Shower. I might order another rain shower just to make sure I have enough of it. And then the rest are all DMCs. So let me get those and hold them up for you. I changed the gray a little too, since I'm doing it on gray. I wanted it to be darker than what it is. One of the grays. So here are the rest of the DMC. And this, I'm doing it on 32 count Stormy Night. That's my plan. So kind of, there you go. It's hard to see. Like that. So I'm excited to start that one. Okay, and then I had this bag I made, and right now I just have a whole bunch of patriotic ideas, like all my patriotic stitching I'd like to get to in there. Did I put them all in there? Oh wait, I have some more too here. Hold on. Oh yeah, I have a bunch. Okay, so there's some there, some in my basket. So I'll show you. I would love to start another Stitching with the Housewives. So either America the Beautiful, which I think I might do on a brown color, or Long May She Wave, which I also think I might do on a brown color. And then I also have my Home Sweet Home by Brenda Gervais, which is kitted from Farm Girl Dry Goods. So I can start that anytime. So who knows, I might start that soon. And then these were the two for the Stitching with the Housewives fabrics I was thinking of doing them on. Let's see, I shoved everything in here. And then this one, Grand Old Flag by Brenda Gervais, and I did pull fabric on Floss for that. So I'm going to do it on, I think this is Cream and Sugar too. Yeah, I think this is 36 count Cream and Sugar. So it's a little lighter, I think, than what she used. She called for Legacy, which I did have some Legacy, but I repicked the flosses. I picked a lot of color and cotton. Mrs. Jones Stitches, I think it was, had done this last year, and she did brighter colors for the blues and reds, so I really love that. So I chose these colors, and I think they look really nice on that. So yeah, the cream, well, the cream blends in on this one too. But that's my plan right now. We'll see if I ever start it or it sits in here. Who knows? So those are some possible patriotic starts. And then I have a few more right here. Because I'm really into it right now. So I know everybody and their mother has been showing this book. Summer Memories. So it's quilting, but it also has all these cute little cross stitch pillows in it. So I love this plaid, this light blue and white plaid. So Kimberly at Fat Quarter Shop had not Fiber on a Whim. Hold on. Fabric Flare. Make her that cross stitch cloth again. I think this is a 32 count one that Susan Aki used, but she wanted 14 count. So they sell 14 count blue and white plaid. But I didn't want 14 count. So I just went on Fiber on a Whim, and this is 36 count. And you can order this in any count you want on Fiber on a Whim. So I know on the Fat Quarter Shop Floss Tube, she keeps saying, you know, eventually we'll have pink, eventually we'll have green, but only 14 count. Well, Fiber on a Whim has this like in almost all colors. I'm sorry, not Fiber on a Whim, I'm so sorry. Fabric Flare has this in like a zillion different colors, and you can order it in any count you want. Now, it takes a little longer to get from them, but it didn't take me too long. I think it was 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks. I hadn't gotten it, and then I emailed her, and I'm like, you know, I just wondered when this was going to be shipped. And she's like, oh, sorry. And then they shipped it right out. So anyway, 36 count. I got a big old piece of it because I just love it. I kind of wishing I had gotten a 32 count now too, because I don't know if these are going to be too small on it. But anyway, they have it in pink. They have it in like a light green. I think they have like a beige, and they have a lot of colors. So if you're into that, go to fabricflare.com and type in like blue and white plaid or whatever, and you'll see all the plaids come up. Okay, so I'm going to do some of these pillows on that, and then Chantel from 441 Design Company she's been doing tons of patriotic pillows, and I just loved what she was doing. So she had some solids she was doing them on. So I went on Etsy and just got a few different little pieces of solid. So this is a silk color, 32 count Zweigart linen. This is latte, 32 count. This is blush, 32 count. And this is plein air, if I'm saying that right, 32 count. So I thought I'm not sure about the yellow. I might just do this. Or I might just do, I don't know. Because this is a neutral, but it's a really deep cream. I guess not yellow. So I'm going to use some of these also for these pillows, because that's kind of colors she did. She had some on pink, some on a beige color. She has that beige polka dot, which I do have that beige polka dot, so I might use that too. So that's some more patriotic things I would love to do. And then I have wanted this pattern ever since Saltbox Stitcher showed her finish on it, Carol. It's Liberty House, so I finally got that from Brenda Gervais. So I'd really like to start that. I just love that one. And then, well, I have this. I'm not going to start this because it's huge, but Summer at Hollyberry Farm, I'd like to do someday. Not Forgotten Farm Flag Folk, I've been wanting to do. It's really cute. And Brenda Gervais, of course, Red, White, and Bloom. Those would be quick. And Let Freedom Ring. So I just pulled out some of my favorites that I've really been itching to do. And this one, which I think is actually really giant, but I really love these. Madame Chantilly's Celebrate the 4th of July. And I was looking at the Halloween one again. I really want to do the Halloween one. So I might do that during my Stitch Halloween in June. But, so those are just some ones I'd love to stitch someday. We'll see. Okay. And then while we're talking about patriotic, I did have a couple, or a previous finish and a finish. So I have been working on Betsy Ross's Flag Co. by Stitching with the Housewives. And I finished it, and I'm putting it on this Paisley and Polka Dots stand. I was going to put my Stitching with the Seasons on here, but it didn't really fit. So this, I painted it white. I tried to leave it brown. Guys, I can't leave anything brown. Everything just needs to be white or black, white or black. I don't know why. So I painted it. I like dry brushed it kind of white. So I don't know. And then I finished it like this, but I feel like there's so much white around here. I need more. Like maybe this one was too small. So I think I'm going to get like a burlap bow and like put it like right here or something. And then I'm going to put like decorations on these shelves. And that sits over by my fireplace. So at least I got it done. Okay. And then I have a dough bowl that sits by my front, on a little table by my front door. And these are a couple previous finishes that I have in them. So this is Red, White, and Blue by Stitching with the Housewives. And this is Old Glory. I think this is Little House Needleworks or Country Cottage, one or the other. And then I just made this little, it's Minnick and Simpson Fabrics little pillow just to kind of be a background and fill it out. So yeah. So there's that. Okay, so now, dun, dun, dun. Okay, Stitch Halloween in June. So last year I started this Stitch Halloween in June. Hashtag Stitch Halloween in June is the hashtag for it. Just to post all my Halloween stuff. And because they always have, you know, Stitch Christmas in July. And I am way more of a Halloween person. So I love Christmas, but I just like stitching Halloween stuff better. So anyway, I thought Stitch Halloween in June would be fun. So, so I've posted all my stitching from last year there, and I'm going to do that again this year. So if you want to stitch along with me, I would love that. I know Michelle from Stitching by the Moon is going to be stitching along, she always says. And I know a lot of you aren't into Halloween, so you absolutely can do fall stuff, of course. So yeah, and I am going to do, I think I'm going to stitch fall stuff in August also. I was thinking like hashtag August Autumn or something like that, or Autumn August, I don't know. And stitch autumn stuff then, which is the autumn theme. But for June, it's Stitch Halloween. And so I have umpteen Halloween whips that I'll pull out and work on. But then I also have some new stuff that I'm going to start. So I pulled a bunch of that. So the first thing is, oh, and also I want to say, I think Top Knot Stitcher also does a hashtag Stitch Halloween in June. Like I think she came up with that on her own. I don't really know, but I just noticed in the hashtag, it was like all my stuff and then some of her stuff. So, so she may also do that as well. Okay. So, well, the first thing is Fat Quarter Shop always does a Halloween quilt along and a stitch along in June, which I love. And I ordered the quilt kit, so I already got it. So I am going to do the quilt along, but I'm also going to do a stitch along, of course. And this one looks really cute. It looks a little vintage. So you can go on Fat Quarter Shop and get the supply list. And so this was kind of like their teaser. And here's the supply list. And it's this Fiber on a Whim greenish fabric, which I thought was cool. I love that vintage green put in with the oranges, blacks, and grays for Halloween. So I ordered from them 2 of them because I didn't want them to run out. Because I wasn't sure if I wanted to do 28 count or 36. So 36 is my favorite. But I didn't know how they were going to finish it. And I thought, well, if they're going to finish it on something that needs to be the 28 count, I wanted to have that option as well. So I ordered 28 count and 36 count. It's pistachio. And they're actually, a lot of times the different counts are different colors, but these are very similar. So that's pistachio by Fiber on a Whim linen. But they also do, I believe, have this in Ada too. So if you're an Ada stitcher, you could use that. And then I guess I ordered the thread pack. I thought I was just pulling my own threads because I thought I had them all, but it looks like the thread pack. Or I pulled my own and put them in a baggie. I'm not really sure. But anyway, I have threads for it. So this is the threads that are going to go on it. So I'm super excited about that. I think the first pattern comes out in June. Ignore my dogs, please. Yeah, stop whining, Sadie. Yeah, it says the finished size will be 7.87 by 7.87 on 14 count or 28 count. And it's the stitch count is 109 by 109. So I'll probably do the 28 count actually because that's kind of small. I don't know, we'll see. I'll have to see if she says more about it, like what they're going to finish it on. But anyway, I'm excited about that. That's going to be fun. And they came out with more of the Mad for Plaid bags, which I don't know why. I just love those Mad for Plaid bags, even though they're actually a little bigger than I'd like. But I just think they look really cool. But they came out with orange, purple, and like a burlappy brown color. So anyway. Okay, and then the other stitch along I'd like to stitch along with is Cross Stitch Camp by Colorado Cross Stitcher. So she is that, I'm sure you all know what it is, but in the summer, they do where they give you like parameters of what to stitch for June, July, and August. So like for June, it's stitch something with a bird in it. For July, it is stitch something that grows. And then for August, it's just stitch something, use something you've never used before in your stitching, like new fabric, new kind of floss, whatever. I think last year, or the year before, maybe I started silk stitching, used silk floss for the first time. Anyway. So I am going to do that at least for June and July. August, I never know, because I start back to school very end of July, so it's hard. So I went through all my Halloween patterns that I already have. Yay me. And I looked for ones, because I figured since I'm doing Stitch Halloween in June, I wanted to find something with a raven in it, so that would qualify for the Stitch Camp. And it is going to be, and you can go to, she has a video that explains everything, Sherry, the Colorado Cross Stitcher. And she gives you the hashtags and everything on there. But there's two hashtags, I guess. Hashtag Cross Stitch Camp 2023 and hashtag Colorado Cross Stitcher. And so what you do is on June 1st, you show a picture of all your supplies, because you're not allowed to have started it until June 1st. And then you just share pictures as you stitch throughout the month. But you use those hashtags, and then she'll like it. If she likes it, it means she knows you're entered or you're doing it. So you can enter for drawings by stitching along, basically is what I'm trying to say, really poorly. And this year I think is different. I think it used to be you had to finish yours to be entered in. I might be wrong about that. But this year, at least I know, she said there'll be some drawings for people who have just been stitching along, even if they didn't finish. And then there's extra drawings for people who actually finished. So you would also tag her and show that you finished it when you finished it. And you have to finish it in the month of June. I just think it's funny how I am a teacher, and I feel like when I explain things on here, I explain them very poorly. So anyway, but maybe that's because I don't plan this. I do plan my teaching. Okay, so I have three I chose. I think I know which one I'm going to do. But anyway, The Raven by Lottie Da, which is super cool. And I don't think it would take long. That border would take a minute. So, I don't know. But it's really cool. And then Salem Sisters by Plum Street. This is kind of an older one. And there's three of these. And I have all three, but it has that cool bird in it. That also might take a minute. That's a lot. I know letters go fast, but that's a lot of letters, so I don't really know. I feel like I'm a really slow stitcher. And then this is the one I think I'm going to do. The Salem Sisters Apothecary by Primrose Cottage Stitches. I think I could get that done. I mean, I think any of these I could probably get done in a month. I'm not really sure. I don't know. We'll see. But I have this piece, this display piece, so I'd really love to get this done for this year. So I think I'm going to start on that one. Even if I don't get it done, I'm closer to getting it done for Halloween. But love all those. So there's some ideas if you want to stitch along for Stitch Halloween in June, or you want to do Cross Stitch Camp, or you want to do both. There's some ideas with the birds in them. That one, and that one. And then I just thought I'd go through, which we're almost at an hour, so I don't want to go too long. But I thought I'd go through just some other Halloween patterns I would love to start here sometime soon. Okay, so, well, I'm definitely going to do these. I want to do a bunch of, I'm really into the Primrose Cottage right now, all these little ones, especially for pillows. So I'd like to do that. What's it called? Halloween Kisses. And then this one I actually have kitted up, so I was like, ooh, I should do that. Autumn Alphabet. I've had this for years by Willow Hill Samplings. And I kitted up with a really nice piece of fabric. It looks like extrude designs. I'm not sure. And that's the floss. I changed the flosses. The flosses that are called for on this do not really look anything like the picture, I don't think. So I changed them up to look more like the picture. So that would be a great one. These Halloween doodles, whenever I see them, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so cute. So I would love to do that. And then I've been wanting to do this one and Plum Street Samplers Jack's Bash for a long time. So I'll probably get those restarted again. That one I started with DMC, and then I decided I wanted to do Michelle by Stitching with the Moon. Got a conversion and added in purple and was using hand dyes, and I'm like, I really want to do the hand dyes. But I also want to do this one, the Rampant Cat Sampler, also by Barbara Anna Designs. So I have a piece of linen that I'm going to do that on. So I'd like to start that. This is just a cute one I got recently, Bent Creek Ghosty Manor. And I have another floss tube video I did probably about this time last year. I didn't look it up first. But that is a huge Halloween pattern parade. So if you need inspiration, that's a good one to watch. This is a magazine, an old cross stitch and country crafts, 1993. But I love that little haunted house. So I'd love to stitch that. And then Primrose Cottage, 13 Spooky Smalls came out last year. And I just wanted to stitch every single one of these. They're so cute. Oh, they're adorable. And then Primrose Cottage. This is Halloween. And then I do a Halloween tree. And I've made a bunch of Stitching with the Housewives ornaments, but I don't think I've done this one. So I'd like to do that one. Oh, and then Teresa Kogut, I got her Hello Halloween book, which is a sampler, and then a bunch of other things. Now that's going to take a long time, but super cool. So this is a great book. It has a lot of different things in it. It has, I don't want to show the chart, but like that one. I love her witches, that one. So lots of cool stuff in that. This one I really want to do as well. The Witch Next Door by Primrose Cottage. And because, do you remember the book? There was a kid's book, The Witch Next Door, when I was little, and I still have it. I should have brought it up. I'll try to remember too. I'm going to do another video right before June 1st, like, so that would be next weekend? No, the 31st is like a week and a half. So to show you what I'm actually going to work on. But, so I'll try to remember the book. But it's a really funny book, and I think it's called The Witch Next Door. It's something like that, very close to that. So this makes me think of that, and I just love that. I love her laundry hanging out there. Super cute. And I've been wanting to do this one for years and years, and it'd be so easy. I just need to do it. Hocus Pocus. It's just a bunch of Hocus Pocus by Hello with Liz Matthews. And this is kitted also, which is why I pulled it out, and I love it. Picking Pumpkins by the Victorian Sampler, Pumpkin Cottage. And I had got this kitted up from years and years ago. I think it's so cute. I love that purple house. And then these, I keep collecting these. They're huge, but I think they're so cute. All the Halloween praiseworthy stitches. So we have Blue Moon Manor. I just love that moon face, and I know I've said that before on here also. And then the Buzzards Roost Inn. Look at that. I think that'd be cool done on some kind of a blue fabric as well. Just so it looks like nighttime. And like this one is on a bluish gray. Seedy Pumpkin Cottage. Could you imagine having all those on a wall for Halloween? That would be awesome. So I would like to start one of those, you know? Like Kim says, you just gotta get it started. Finish it Sunday, hopefully. Okay, so those are all the ones I pulled, just some of my more favorite ones. As you know, if you watch, especially if you watched or watched the video that I did my pattern parade for Halloween, I have got like a whole drawer full of Halloween patterns. In fact, the drawer is full, and I'm having to start in a second drawer. Okay, and then she's fairly new floss tuber, Mrs. Smith Stitches. She's Canadian, and I started watching her floss tubes, and I loved them. She's very fun to watch, and she has lots of really nice projects. She wanted to do a stitch along for, this is actually some Christmas stuff, for Plum Street Samplers this joyous season. And so I'm going to host the stitch along with her. And we're going to start, I believe she said on July 25th is when she wanted to start. So I ordered the floss, and I did everything called for. It's on 36 count up in the attic, so that's what this is. I got it from Hollis Hands Create on Etsy. And I got the flosses I didn't have. I already had a lot of the flosses. So yeah, so we're going to start that together on July 25th. And the hashtag is going to be, hold on, I wrote it down. Didn't I write it down? Because we changed it a little bit. Okay, if I didn't write it down, I have it on my phone. Hold on. Look at my phone. I have it on Instagram. Yeah, because she had said, you know, if anybody wants to, you know, host this with me. And I was like, well, if someone hasn't already offered, I'll be happy to do it with you. So I'm going to. Okay, let's see here. Her name is Alana, and her channel is Mrs. Smith Stitches. So it's going to be hashtag Stitch This Joyous Season. And we were going to do hashtag Stitch This Joyous Season Sal maybe, but I thought that was just a lot. I mean, it's just a lot of letters. So hashtag Stitch This Joyous Season. So I'll put that down in the box. And if you haven't checked out Alana, go over and check out her floss tube. It's a really good, I think she has like 4 now. And it is Mrs. Jones Stitches floss tube. So yeah, so we would love for you to stitch along with us. I have so many Plum Street. I don't know if I've started any of them. I keep trying to start the one with all the sheep and the big black house. I can never remember the name of it. It's huge. But I'm trying to change the flosses because I want the things to be brighter colors. And I was the other day working on that for like an hour or more, and finally my eyes were going buggy and I just had to stop. I don't know why, I'm really struggling with it. So I'm excited to start this one. Yeah. And then she had shown a couple other patterns, well, a bunch of patterns, but I love these. She is working on Sampler of the Season Summer right now, which is an older Brenda Gervais one. So I went and got Sampler of the Season Fall also, because I think those are really cute. So yeah, so sometime I'll start those. Now another stitch along is Welcome to the North Pole, and I am going to do that. I think they're starting this Primrose Cottage in June. I'm going to start it in July 1st. I'm not sure. I just watched, she has a whole video on it, so if you're interested, go watch that. And I thought she said June, but I'm not positive. But I have most of the floss, so I just got the pattern, and I have to pick a fabric to do it on, but that's just super cute and Christmassy. So there I am doing Christmas one. And I actually have some other Christmas whips started that I love. I need to work on them. So in July, I'll work on those. So June will be Halloween. July will be Christmas, and then autumn will be August. So hashtag stitch autumn in August, or I don't know, I have to think about it. I feel like my hashtags are always super long. Stitch Halloween in June is a lot to type in, I know. But I just couldn't think of any. At first I had Halloween in June, but then it was like all kinds of Halloween stuff. And some of it was creepy. So that's why I added the stitch one. So anyway. So yes, that I'm going to work on in July. Okay, so that is all I have to show you for today, but I am actually going to do a giveaway. So I've been collecting a bag full of giveaway stuff, and actually a lot of it is quilting stuff, but I have a couple cross-stitch things. And I didn't even think about keywords, so I need to think about that. But since we're getting into Stitch Halloween in June, I have a couple Halloween patterns, and then I have another just regular pattern. So I have 3 giveaways. You'll just put the keyword in the description or in your comment below. Make sure you're over 18. Make sure you don't say giveaway or contest or anything like that, because I guess trolls come in and try to win them. Anyway, so just please put the keyword in there. You can just type the word, or you can put in a sentence or whatever you want to do. And then I will pick right before my next video, which I'm going to do. Okay, I'm going to commit here. Hold on. We all know that's dangerous for me, but okay, so I'm going to commit to doing it actually next Sunday, because then I have school. Next Sunday or Monday I will do it. So let's say you have till next Sunday to enter, which is May 28th. And then I'm going to come back on and just show my plans for Stitch Halloween in June, like what I've decided to do. And I might do a little more of a pattern parade. If you'd like to see more patterns, just put that below. I don't know if anybody cares about that. But yeah, so just enter by next Sunday, the 28th, because I have a long weekend, so I should be able to get that video in. Okay, so we have A Witch in Her Garden. I had ordered this, and then I decided, I think I saw somewhere the kit, or I don't know how I got it, but I got one with the came with the velvet and the pumpkin top, so I got that too. So I'm going to give this one away. It's by Brenda Gervais. I think it's adorable. So if you, for this one, just put which for this one somewhere in your comment. And then my second Halloween one is Teresa Coates' Snarky Cat, which I had just ordered 2 of these by accident. And so for this one, just put cat in your comment. And then this is not Halloween, and I had gotten this, I had ordered 2, I think I thought I didn't have it and I couldn't find it. I'm like, all right, well, I thought I had it, but I can't find it anywhere. So I ordered another one, and then I found it. So this is With My Needle and Thread, House of Blues and Browns sampler pillow. So I have the Halloween one of this. There's a Christmas one, and so I wanted the everyday one. So, but I already had it. So anyway, so for this one, put sampler. It's the sampler pillow. So if you, let's just recap. If you'd like this one, put which in your comment. If you'd like this one, put cat in your comment. And if you'd like this one, put sampler in your comment. And I will pick winners next Sunday, May 28th, and then I'll get those shipped off to you. So I hope you all have a great end of May here. If you are a teacher also, good luck. I know Ginger Scholl on Instagram, if you are on Instagram much, you probably know who she is. She works at a school in the office, I believe, and she is done already. This is her last week, so yay, Ginger. Enjoy your summer. So I have 1 more week. I don't know. And I know some of you probably go into June. Some teachers have to work into June, so I'm so sorry if you do. But we go back early. So we go back the very end of July. We start back, where a lot of people don't start back till end of August or September, which would be lovely, but just the way it is. So anyway, I hope you have a great rest of May, and I will see you next week. Bye.